No says you can uphold the beingness and existence of the woman. It says you uphold the woman's wisdom and the feminine energies necessary in cosmic balance.
This is No, a collectively operated and intermittently broadcast movement of many, and our first focus is Game Changers. A woman is a woman, not an effing bee.
No says you defend, enforce, and defend women's equality. It says you uphold microfunding and or boycotting companies and or organizations that systematically oppress women in lifestyle and workforce.
Offsetting the disdainful, willful, and intolerable ignorance, No upholds Game Changer Shima Abayomi of JuJu Junction, Crytsal Shop, and Botanica. Welcome, Shima.
Hi.
Thank you so much for having me actually in your home.
No problem. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I just wanted to really ask a few questions and give people a better insight into what JuJu Junction, Crytsal Shop, and Botanica is really about.
Yeah, sure.
So could you tell us like where that came from, what JuJu Junction was derived from, and if it was inspired from any previous work that you've done before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So my name, of course, is Shima. I go by Shima Abayomi. Nobody's getting my government these days, ish. Maybe, maybe not. But I consider myself a holistic mystic.
Okay.
So I do a lot of work with holistic wellness consulting, coaching, and I also do intuitive card readings. And my background has pretty much spanned many, many spiritual paths and just understanding, you know, how that works and the mystical sides of that, the quote-unquote magical sides of the different paths, and incorporating that into holistic wellness as well. So JuJu Junction came from my service business, which is Your Green Spirit, was where I do all my readings, you know, numerology and things like that. That's primarily what I do, numerology readings, intuitive readings. And it came from me seeing what people needed in the city. I'm from the Caribbean, so that's like I'm bringing that aspect into it as well. And it's like it's a little bit different. I don't really see any of that out here. And I worked in customer service as far as my corporate life. So I've been seeing how people have been treated on the customer side, as well as the things that they need. And I wanted them to come to a place where they could find all of that. Everything has been going on in the world with people trying to find their roots, connect more to their spirituality, just find the truth of things in different religions and different spiritual paths. I wanted people to come to a place at a junction, you know, at your crossroads. We call ourselves your light at the crossroads. When you don't know which way to go, left or right, you can come for some unbiased, you know, education or just information about where you can even start on that spiritual journey.
That's deep. I like that.
Yeah, thanks.
I would like to ask if you could provide us like an overview or a video tour, if you will, of what the JuJu experience is like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that where we would like?
Yeah. This is where we you give me some some magic, you know, you say
This and okay. Well,
sparkles fly.
Sparks fly. So no, Wingardium Leviosa. No, we're not going to go there. Even though I mean that has been a huge part of my background, just loving Harry Potter and all that stuff. But it's really not Harry Potter magic in real life.
Right.
JuJu is. I think people get a lot of it confused with, you know, evil and all that stuff. Like there's a difference between darkness and evil, because when you close your eyes, it's dark. When you go to bed at night, it's dark. Are you evil in the room when you're sleeping? Not exactly. It's about actions, right? So I mean, what we provide, a lot of things. We provide like a lot of tumbled stones here. Like this one is a rose quartz. So what we do, we source them from ethical places. A lot of people have folks working in mines, you know, taking advantage of different, especially our African brothers and sisters in the Congo. That's where we get out the, what they call that, the cobalt, I believe.
Yes.
And like
and onyx.
Right, and then like all the silicon and all that kind of stuff that goes in our devices, they're pretty much still abused over there. So we like to go and source through people who are local vendors. They are miners. They go about their business. They have their small business, and they go and they provide the service to us, and then that's how we can get it ethically sourced. So with that, we get a bunch of different crystals. Like that one was rose quartz. We have some citrine over here, and we cleanse them. That's how we provide it first to our customer. All cleansed. You can decide if you want it cleansed or not. You can cleanse your crystals many ways. I personally prefer sound. So we have a singing bowl here. So I would just hold it, and then you have the crystal here. So that way when the person receives their crystal, it's free of any sort of attachments, energies, negative juju, like all of that. That's just a service we like to provide, so that way when they receive it, it just feels good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when people go into different shops, they can feel the energy that's in there. We just want to keep everything light, bright, happy, to just
Full of life.
full of light, full of love.
Yes.
Because that's a lot of what the world is missing right now. That love. I mean, there are people doing it, but it's being combated at almost every angle. So there's that. We are looking forward to having an actual physical location soon. Hoping that'll be great. So of course, when people walk in, I want them to smell good. You know, I want them to feel good, like they don't want to leave. Just feel like a warm hug. You know, like I feel like this is gonna help me. You know,
Sanctuary.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's just a little snippet of what it is that we do. Of course, we also provide things like arts and crafts from indigenous tribes back in my home country. We have the oldest surviving tribe outside of the Amazon, the Kalinago. They've been there for like a good 4,000 years or something like that on the island. So even longer than that. I have to keep getting more information as I read. And they have done really well at preserving the language, the ancient language, as well as just creating, like making crafts, baskets, shoes, jewelry. Like, it's insane just how beautiful a lot of what they do, well, a lot of what they make is. So in partnership, you know, to help benefit them, we want to bring some of that here. People like pretty things, you know, and of course all, you know, all the good stuff, the economical, financial relationship is just directly between them. So you're helping out some of the most ancient people.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So we're bringing it back home pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's pivot over into this crystal.
Yeah.
This amethyst stone, which I actually have recently purchased, and I wanted to kind of give viewers a deeper look into what the amethyst stone is about, what stones are, and so just to call this one up because I just recently purchased it. And if you could also talk about the stone that I told you was really helping my back. Put this out there and let people know that this is a good stone for it. It's definitely a stone to purchase. I'm not sure what was the name.
Howlite.
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 Howlite. It is really good for chronic back pain, which you didn't even know. It's a gift to me. It's for creativity, an artist, and then also for people with osteoporosis. Don't have that, but got similar back pain.
Yeah.
And I felt tingling as I'm holding it, and we're looking it up, and so she schooled me in.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was there. I'm like, let me just, why not? And then we looked it up, and it was helping with artistic expression, creativity, and then, of course, we're helping with the absorption with calcium and dealing with the rebuilding of bones. So
I'm just thinking about releasing fires of energy.
I hope so.
So tell us about amethyst.
Amethyst is one of the most powerful stones, is one of the most popular as well. What you have there is in the form of a sphere, a polished sphere, but it also comes in different shapes or like in clusters. Sometimes some of them are like super, super deep purple. Some of them have little chevrons on them called like banded amethyst. There's like different kinds of amethyst, but it's a whole thing. But they mainly originate from Brazil, Madagascar. You can find it in a lot of places over the world.
From Brazil, right?
The one you have is from Brazil, yes. Amethyst helps with protection, helps with intelligence, helps with psychic communication. A lot of people try to open their third eye using amethyst, but I'd say be very careful with that because it might intensify your dreams. It's a very, very, very strong protection stone. It helps to ward off drunkenness if you're trying to become sober. It's definitely a good stone to carry around. What else? There's so many good. It's part of the quartz family. So there's like with the clear quartz and everything. So it goes in different grades based on the heating of the earth. But yes, the amethyst is more on, I feel like the cooler side because the more you heat it up, the more it turns into citrine. So it's incredible what you can actually find, you know, in the earth, and how the earth actually creates these stones. So people go digging, you can find a mine. There's like totally different, like, it's a whole thing. I can't I can't even like go into it. It's just so complex. But of course people can actually go themselves. There are different quarries around America, or of course we have professionals who go and do that, and they might find like a big old geode and stuff like that. You crack open one of the rocks, and as you open it, it's like all crystalline beautiful inside. It's gorge. It's gorge. I know. It's just amazing. This earth is simply amazing.
Magical.
Yeah.
For real.
Magical.
If people got a taste of it, they wouldn't really crave for the Harry Potter, really. They'd crave for those vacations to see these experiences.
I think like our world, like while Harry Potter has some cool stuff, you can, you know, you can expect a Patronum, and you can apparate, you know, and just zap somebody. That would be great. But I think what we have on this 3D side is pretty awesome as well.
True, and we should appreciate it and
Yes.
value it. So if we ever could get there, at least we know where we came from.
I mean, who says that we couldn't?
Exactly. And that's what I'm touching and agreeing on.
But anyway, let's not blow your minds too much today,
For
okay?
real.
With the
All right.
woo-woo.
Yeah, we can totally do that. But as we close, I want to thank you for being the person that you are, a spiritual force. Shima, thank you for your time
Love,
and for sharing the work
appreciate
that you do.
Thank you. I'm here, you know. So I guess finally embracing and accepting what it is that I do. My mom's ecstatic. She's like, finally. You know, she's like, this is what you're meant to do. And yeah, just to educate. As I educate myself, I like to share with others. So yeah, thank you for being here and asking these questions and just pulling them out of me. I hope I didn't ramble on.
No, I appreciated it. I mean, you were giving a lot of feedback, and I'm glad that I have this recorded so that we can just look back and reflect.
Yeah.
For real.
That's great.
Movie night.
Yeah, for sure.
JuJu Junction is your light at the crossroads.
Yes.
You can shop for beautiful crystals and Botanica at jujujunction.co.
Yes,
correct?
www.JuJuJunction, JuJuJunction.co. And there, soon you'll have a link as well if you want to book me for services. You can go to yourgreenspirit.com or just DM me on Instagram at yourgreenspirit or at JuJu Junction with an underscore at the end.
This is No, a collectively operated and intermittently broadcast movement of meaning. Inhale love, exhale hate. Take care.
No says you honor, abet, and defend the wisdom, power, and existence of the woman with all your might.